And how does that relate to someone who's not Buddhist?
So it's not about belief. It's not about the belief. It's about the actual living. How you live your life is how you create hell or heaven.
So
Does that make sense to you?
yeah, yes, but
So regardless of belief, okay? You believe it or doesn't believe it, that's not it. But how you live your life, how you operate inside your mind, and how you deal with people, that's creating a state of consciousness, and that state of consciousness attracts a state of environment that you are being. Right? Yeah.
in history, I guess I would say, is there like proof that there is a hell? Like, do we know, like, is there really a hell, like a location or something like that?
Okay. For the people who are so dark, there is a location for that. But for you, there's no hell, there's no location
So
for
there's
you.
actually no proof, or I don't know.
There is a proof when the people are so dark, there could be a proof for that person. Okay. If you are so light inside, for example, we have account of the people who they call 90 minutes in heaven. The person get an accident and he go to heaven and he really see light because he lived a life of light. He always think about good thoughts, he help people, and therefore he meet with this light. Okay. So that person, to that person, there's a location, but it's not the same location that we have here. Okay, go ahead.
I have a question. So are you saying that heaven and hell is something right here on earth then? Like, because
Heaven and
you
hell.
say it's in your state of mind.
Your state of mind, yes.
So
state of
it's
mind.
like actually in people
In
then?
people, yes, right.
It's like it's all in your head, basically. It's what you think.
In your head, in your heart, and your body. It's right here. Hell and heaven is created right now, at this moment now.
But
If you think a good thought now, then you create heaven. You attract heaven.
okay, but like after you die, like are those places you go to? Like
After you die, you see, after you die, if you do all the good things now, after you die, the momentum of goodness will create the environment we call heaven. Now, if you do all the bad thing now, if you have your head is so dark right now, so the moment you stop breathing, the force of evil that you have done for the whole life will force you into the environment that you have already planted right now, right here.
But how do you know that anything even happens after you die? Like, I don't
Come
know
back
what-
and tell us. Come back and tell us. See, we have so many people have experience we call near-death experience. People die in a few hours to come back, or people die maybe 6, 7, 8, 9 hours to come back and tell us what's going on. And they report what they have seen there. But what they have seen there, regardless of their belief backgrounds, their religions, what they report back. And you can go up in the online, you can take a look at all the near-death experiences, and you find out one very important thing, that all of this thing is according to their own life experience, where they live. Wherever they live, they create the experience after they die.
So
So no account the same, no heaven the same, no hell the same. They experience completely different because of their life difference.
Is heaven and hell absolute? Is there no in between at all?
Oh,
Like
between
a
black
limbo?
and white, between black
And there's
and white.
always is there a gray, or is it has to be black
Sure,
and white?
many colors in between, a rainbow of colors in between. So between heaven and hell, a lot of things going on. And the Buddhist cosmology, there are so many things in between. Believe me, so many things in between. So you not go straight to hell or heaven. You go something in between.
You go to what you did on earth.
Yeah.
So if you're a good person, you go to a good place. If you're a mediocre person, you go to a mediocre place.
Yeah, exactly like in human society now, you have the super rich and you have super poor. Super poor maybe $1 a month they make, but like the super rich they make, say $25,000 per minute. All right, but in between, many of us, and you and I fit in somewhere in between. Same thing in heaven and hell. Between them, the whole range of all kind of beings, all kind of levels.
So in Buddhism, isn't it after you die you go and get punished for all the sins that you've done?
Nobody gonna punish you. Because, for example, if I do all the good deeds now, then I attract the heaven for me to get in there. So now, if I do all the evil thing now, I create the hell. so I can get into the hell. Who punished me? Myself. The environment is a punishment for me.
But I mean, I know we're bound to like make a mistake every here and there, but I thought in Buddhism you go through it and you are punished for whatever you did, and then you either reincarnate or you stay in heaven.
In Buddhism, there's no such a punishment like by somebody else outside punish you. There's no such.
But in the sutras, it says, like, for instance, if you don't finish your rice, like per every grain of rice, you get a maggot or something. I don't know if you guys have heard of that.
Yeah,
like,
I've heard of that.
So, like, somebody feeds you those maggots because you wouldn't like go look for maggots to eat, you know?
The Buddhist, the concept, sometimes we sort of misinformed. We really think about there is a punisher, there is really the King Yama, the people who really there at the hell and look at you, look at record and then punish you. No, that's not Buddhist concept. That is a very, very Chinese concept of hell and heaven. It's not a Buddhist. The
so
real
those
Buddhist
are human
concept,
interpretations.
The interpretation is not. The Buddhist concept is whatever you do, you get exactly the retribution from it.
So the take-home message then is heaven and hell do exist, but it's all a matter of what you do to receive that. It's a state of consciousness. So you do beautiful things, you are living heaven on earth. And if you do negative things, then right now you may have hell on earth through the darkness that you may commit or acts based on darkness. And then after you pass away, then whatever you've done in your life will, you know, it will transcend into something that's, like, it manifests into a reality that is really dark. So when you pass away, you go into a really dark place, and that's the hell.
Yeah, and therefore we have to be very careful about the way we think, the way we talk, the way we do, because all of that will create the environment which we call hell or heaven.
So all depending on self-awareness then and interpretation. Okay, thank you everybody so much for your input and your comments and your question. And thank you, Master, for your wisdom. And thank you, viewers. See you next time. Bye.